Hey everyone, this is Shepard, here for another Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate demonstration. I was getting some requests for the bow, so let's give that a shot and see what I can make happen. Now, this bow that you're given in this demo isn't really ideal for fighting a Plesioth. In my opinion, you'd be best off with some sort of fire bow that either does scatter or pierce. And the only reason I say that is because I'm not exactly sure what area the Plesioth is weakest. It used to be in Freedom Unite, you'd want to hit him in the belly, and the best way to do that would be with pierce shots, straight up. Unfortunately, the level 3 charge on this bow is a normal shot, which isn't bad if you're trying to inflict something on his head, like if I'm going to hit him with exhaust shots, but when you're going for speed, you want to hit the most weak area, and whether the belly ends up being the weakest area or not, I know it probably does take a decent amount of damage. I can't say for certain whether any of this wings, fins, back, anything like that take any specific damage at all. So don't take anything that I do in here as canon, as something that you need to do for all of your future Monster Hunter Ultimate fights with Plesioth. Just consider it some sort of demonstration. I mean, ideally, if you're using fire or thunder, this would destroy him anyways. Okay, and so I like to set up a little trap over there. Notice I only used one bomb. Cha-Cha and Kayamba gave me a little boost with their own bombs, and then later on I'm going to be able to use sleep coating and get a little sleep off as well. So similar to when I was using the hunting horn, there's a slight goal here. I want to make sure I can get him exhausted while he's on land. It's a lot easier to fight him on land than in the water, mostly because the same issues I was having with the heavy bowgun. Now, in the water, your range is cut nearly in half. I mean, the arrows drop down very quickly. And even the siege mode behaves very oddly. I still have a hard time figuring out how it works. So you'll notice there's this arrow rain I continue to do on him. This is the biggest change since Freedom Unite, in that you can now do a third level release where you kind of attack a whole area. It's great. It does a lot of damage for monsters that are weak on the top, and I'm not saying he's weak on the fin, but he might be. It'll easily hit that area. And then it'll do multiple applications of whatever status you're doing, and last but not least, there's a native KO element to it. So if you're hoping to exhaust the monster, you can use that and either get a KO in or help exhaust them a little bit faster. So I'm just going to get some quick shots off on the face. Again, I don't think that's the weakest. I think it's the stomach, but where he was in his position, I was going to be able to get anywhere anyways. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get an exhaust off right away, but I do know he's going to get exhausted rather quickly, even if he's in the water. So, because I hate trying to get normal damage off while he's in here, I'm just going to try and get a sleep bomb off as well. Again, he's weak to flesh now, but it's kind of hard to get off. I think even with a 3D TV, I would still have a difficult time with depth perception. Almost looked like he was going to go on land there. That's the reason I don't like him underwater. He keeps spinning anyways. Like, dude, what's going on, man? You don't need to spin all the time. You could do other things. I'm sure Green Plesioth or his G-rank version probably do have a bunch of other attacks that we'd have never even dreamed he did. Or maybe he just keeps spinning. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just like that's the fight. Plesioth that slowly slides towards you the entire match while spinning. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? A never not spinning Plesioth just sliding around the arena. Occasionally throws a hip check in. Okay, so he's exhausted, so it should be able to get the sleep off with no real issue. Amba is angry. And he's done a lot to really mess over my sleep bombs before. I tried recording a couple videos before this, and he would just punch the Plesioth right in the face, which wasn't really the right thing to do. He knows better. So one strategy you could take, as opposed to what I'm doing, you could not focus on any status effects at all, and just go with pure power coding. But for, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like the statuses are powerful enough in this demo that it makes them worth using. And again, I have no idea how poison damage has been changed. I mean, historically, it's always been the equivalent of basically a large barrel bomb. It's been a complaint, I think, of a lot of people in the series for quite some time now that poison damage really needs to be changed up. Of course, we don't want it to be overpowered, but I don't know. My recommendation has always been that poison damage should inflict exhaust. At least while exhaust is something that exists in the series. Which it seems like it's here to stay, which is fine by me. I mean, it kind of makes the game a little easy, but especially for players that are learning the series, it's something that kind of helps you get your bearing for a little bit while you learn to fight the monster. It's not like every monster gets exhausted either. I mean, Devil Joe gets hungry. Doesn't necessarily mean he's that much weaker, he's just going to eat you. Okay, see if we can get him stunned for a little bit longer. Really bad at those. Oh, that would have been such a good flash, too. That makes me really angry. Whatever. Well, I'll show off more fighting underwater, I guess. I prefer to use my dash juice when I'm going into water. I want to be able to evade and sprint around all the time, so the unlimited stamina really helps. I think I broke something. Okay, well that was the best case scenario. I was hoping that while he was close to land I'd be able to get some hits off. I didn't know that he would actually be able to get out of water again. It'd be really great if there was an armor skill that showed you the threatening radius of a monster, what the length of their normal body attacks would be. Now the level 2 charge of this actually does seem like it does a piercing attack. I don't know, for my money though, I'm not a fan of level 2 attacks unless I'm specifically geared for them as well. Of course, better to get a level 2 or even level 1 attack off on the monster, but rather than missing a level 3. Okay. Well, that time was not bad. I mean, it was under 10 minutes. I've seen times with a bow faster than that in this demo. I don't know if I'll ever get it there. Maybe if I really tried a lot. If I have enough demo replays, I'll do it. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow. More demonstrations. Post whatever weapons you want to see next somewhere in the comments. So good luck, and have a good hunt.